Welcome back to another episode of Dinking Divas. I'm Chris Yoder, and thank you for tuning in, and thank you for all the great feedback that you shared with us after episode 2 with our guests, Jean and Julie Dura.
And I'm Monica Canoe, and welcome to our beautiful courts. One of my favorite places in all Defiance. Look at the gorgeous setting. I don't know that there's a more gorgeous pickleball setting than Defiance. We are on the Auglaize and the Maumee River. We have beautiful trees all around us. We have eagles that fly all overhead. And if you look around, you can see some of the things we talked about in our last episode. These are our wind screens that we talked about. In the far corner, you might see our Duro dink board that we practice on. And you can see our rack holders. And also we added all these benches. So we are very proud of this court, and we are very protective of this court. And we're glad we're finally out here on the courts with you today to show you why we're so enthusiastic about Defiance pickleball courts.
And what a beautiful day to do this. We are very fortunate that we have a beautiful sunny day in October to be able to share something that we really love and care about in Defiance. I want to talk to you a little bit today about some news stories, some of the latest trends. In Pickleball is a great magazine for those pickleball lovers out there if you're interested in keeping up with the latest trends and things that are going on. But one of the things this issue talks about is a great place to go for pickleball is Mackinac Island, the Grand Hotel. They have 2 new pickleball courts. The first thing I thought when I read it is 2 is not nearly enough new pickleball courts if they're putting in.
Seriously.
But I know. But check the magazine out. And a couple other things that are trending is vacant shopping malls being turned into pickleball courts. Thought that was an amazing idea as the retail industry is down and many more shopping malls are vacant. There's one in a suburb of St. Louis that is being taken over by a pickleball, paddle up pickleball, and they're turning the shopping mall, a Bed Bath & Beyond, into pickleball courts. Concord, New Hampshire, 25,000 square foot facility. It used to be an Old Navy store, is now becoming pickleball courts. And a former Saks Fifth Avenue in Stamford, Connecticut is becoming some new pickleball courts as well. So that's exciting to see some shopping malls turning into pickleball courts.
We are taking over.
We are.
And I
we
like
are.
it. I like it.
Love it. Love it.
Well, I want to talk a little closer to home.
Yes.
2 great things that are happening. One is we have been working with the Defiance County Senior Center. They reached out to us, have some senior citizens interested in learning about pickleball. So actually tomorrow and every Wednesday through October, so hopefully you'll see this before the end of October. If not, look for the next airing. But we have 3 pickleball ambassadors from Defiance Pickleball Group going and giving lessons, free lessons from 12:30 to 2 every Wednesday in October. So great opportunity. We're so excited to be working with the Senior Center and getting on board. Hopefully we can get them to build some courts too. That would be my preference.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other collaboration that we've started is we're working with Defiance College. We were excited to hear, beyond excited to hear, that the Defiance College has now started Defiance College Pickleball Group, comprised of both students and staff. And they have been coming out on Thursday mornings and playing here. They're also setting up some of their own times. And the best part that I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a fabulous success, but it's already over by the time you see this. On this Saturday, Sunday, we are having a pickleball tournament, a blind draw co-ed tournament. We had 24 slots, which would be every single spot in this court, all sold out, filling them all. We're going to be here on Sunday, and I already know I'm going to have a fabulous time. You can check back with me, but I'm sure that's the case. So those are the 2 big things happening locally that I'm excited about.
Awesome. We have some great events coming up. We want to do a quick recap of episode 2. We talked about having the right shoes, the right eyewear, being sure you're staying hydrated, talked about paddles, having the right paddle. We talked about pickleballs. And actually today we're going to talk about getting started and actually doing some actual footage practices, serving, receiving. And we have several guests, special guests, joining us today. 2 seasoned pickleball players and one from actual DCTV, who's, I'll call her a newbie. So we're going to do some demonstrations here in a few minutes, so stay with us.
We'll be right back. All right, our pickleball friends, we're out here on the court. We have some guests with us today, and I've sent Chris out to get things rolling. So Chris, who do we have with us today?
All right, we have Ta Howe, who's a seasoned pickleball player. We have Sandra Stockhorst in the orange, who is also a seasoned pickleball player. And then we have a newbie today, Katie Polly, who is our guest from DC TV Sports. And
Otherwise
she's here.
known as a victim.
Yes,
Victim.
absolutely. She's our first victim. Yes, absolutely. So,
In this court, we are going to share some basic rules related to serving, court position, boundaries, and scoring. But before we talk about any of that, we need to talk about safety.
yes, we talked about safety in our last episode, and a couple important things to remember. Make sure you have great court shoes. Remember, running shoes are for going forward. Court shoes are from going side to side. So make sure you have a pair of good court shoes. Remember, no ball is worth the fall. Please don't dive, and please be careful that you're not, there's not a ball in your space. And if a ball goes into another court or a ball comes into your space, whoever sees it, yell ball, and then it goes back to the original game that they're playing. But when someone yells ball, everybody stops because they know there's a ball in the general vicinity and no one wants to get hurt. So.
Okay, our court size out here is 44 feet by 20 feet, so as you can see, much smaller than a tennis court. We show them this is the no volley, or otherwise known as the kitchen, this green area. You need to stay, you cannot hit the ball in that area unless the ball has bounced. The nets themselves is 36 inches high on the ends and 34 in the middle. So if you want to get your ball over and you want to hit it low, maybe head for the middle. Again, down the middle always solves the riddle, so try that. When you start serving, which is what we're going to start, your serve cannot land in the kitchen. That is a fault. Not only in the kitchen, but also on that top white line. Can you show them that, Chris, the top white line? It cannot land on this line here. So if it touches that line at all, that's a fault. Now, when you serve though, it can land in the middle line and it can land on the ends. Any of the other white boundaries is good, but not the line that crosses the kitchen or the white at the top of the kitchen line. So avoid those. The thing about serving is you get one chance each serve. So if you make a fault, you lose your serve and it's going to go to your partner, except for at the first round. So be careful about that. All right, so make sure that the ball, all good balls need to hit inside that area. And really, even if you watch on TV, you'll see that professional pickleball players don't try to be fancy on their serve. You want to get that serve in and get it started because you don't want to lose it. With that said, serving, Chris, how are we going to serve?
Well, so we're going to have Ta start the serve, and Ta's going to serve to Sandra. When you're serving, you need to have your hand below your waist on the swing. It needs to stay below your waist, and you need to be behind the white line, but anywhere in the quadrant. So if I want to serve here, I can stand here and serve as long as I'm behind the white line, or I can go over here in the corner if I want to serve from this area. So you can choose anywhere behind the white line here for your serve.
What are some no-nos about serving before she goes?
No-nos about serving. I would be sure you're back far enough so you're not stepping into your court. Serve deep. You want to serve deep to the other person. They're going to be in the far back, and your goal's going to be to keep them in the back. Or if my serves are pretty deep, so I might want to surprise them and serve it a little short occasionally. What else, Monica?
And make sure when you contact that ball, it's below your waist.
Yes.
So you can't overhand serve it. You can't up here serve it. It's got to be down below your waist.
Yes.
And why don't because it's going to bug me, why don't you and Ta switch spots since you're in the beginning starting position?
Okay.
No, yeah, she can serve. Oh. That's the serving position, right side.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, Ta, show us. Okay, you see that? She is dropping the ball and she's serving it over. It is not hard. People get too stressed out about it.
Yep. There's your basic serve receive. You're serving it to the other person. It has to bounce before you hit it.
Yep. And I want to point out something else too. Notice where our newbie's standing. Could you put your toes up by the line? If you're not receiving the serve, you need to be up by the kitchen. You want to protect the kitchen. All right? So when that bounce comes back, okay, one more. Good job. Sandra, you want to send some back to her? Just catch them, Ta.
Ooh, nice one.
All right. Now, one thing I want to remind you of is we do have, like I said, the 2 bounce rule where the ball must bounce once on each side. So let's try that and see. And so we'll do serve, bounce, return, and let's do another return, okay? So here comes the serve. It's going to bounce. All right.
Good try.
Job. All right. When you are serving, one of the things we want to talk about is, as Chris pointed out, and Sandra's really good at it, you want to serve it deep because the idea is you want to keep your opponents back. Don't let them come to the kitchen because the kitchen is the optimal location to be. That's where all the action happens. So the longer you can keep them back. So we have a saying called deep, drive, so you're going to drive them back too. You don't want them to come up either, and then drop. Now, when your partner is serving, you have to be behind the line too. So newbie, all the way back. There you go. All right. Chris, up. There we go. Freeze, Sandra. This is what it should look like on a serve. Serving people are back because they have to what? Serve and stay. Serve and stay. Don't leave until that ball drops again on your side. Then you move forward. All right? Go. Let's try it. Okay, that is out. Okay, if it's out, let's not play it. One thing I want to point out too is, that's okay, you're excited. One thing I want to point out too is it's the responsibility of the side receiving the ball to make the call. So, Ta, that was out. In a normal gameplay, you would have said out. So let's make sure. And if it's questionable, you call it for the other team. So if it hits here and you're not sure, you're like, I'm not sure, well then it's in. If it's questionable, the ball's going to be in, okay? Let's see another serve. All right, why don't you, okay, yeah, give it to Chris. Okay, now, in a normal game situation, after we've done one rotation, once Ta loses her serve, then it's going to become Chris's, it'll be your partner's serve. They get one chance also. And then, let's get this down so then we can talk about the scoring.
Okay.
Okay?
Good try, Katie. We'll try again.
There you
Nice.
go. Nice job. All right. All right, one more. Okay, now, since Katie could not return that, my servers would switch positions. Every point, you switch position if you're the serving side. Something to remember. Okay, switch. We'll try one more, and then I want Katie to have a chance. She can show us how easy it is to serve. Okay. All right. Although Chris won the point on that round, we're going to let Katie switch spots with Sandra. In the Defiance pickleball courts, our standard is tall fence side serves first. So if you're ever here playing with us, if you're on the tall fence side, you'll be the first servers. And we start in the right-hand box. Okay, you can drop it and hit it, or you can just hold it and hit it. There you go. Okay, little more mustard.
Almost. Good job. All right. There you go.
Good job.
Good job. Try again.
You guys hit the opposite court. Opposite.
Yep.
The towards top. Okay. Was that too high though? No, it's fine. It's just got to be on this side.
Katie, watch your ball as you hit it and send it to where you want it to be. Watch your ball.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
All right. Okay, let's
Out.
stop. All right. So that's as basic as it was. That's the basic serving, returning. Now we're going to show you how to make points, serve points. So we're going to actually try it with Katie. Katie, why don't you and Sandra switch spots?
You want us to switch?
Yeah. All right.
0-0 start.
Yeah. So Todd's going to say 0-0 start, because start indicates that they're the starting side and they only get one chance to serve for their team. So Todd is the starting server, and as long as she keeps scoring, they can keep serving. But once she stops scoring, then Sandra will score. So 0 means they have 0 points, then the other team has 0 points, and she is the starting server.
0-0 start.
Now, Sandra was not successful at getting the point over, so Ta earned a point. So now the team 1 has 1, so she's going to say 1. Sandra's team has 0, and she is still on start. This is the starting. So 1-0 start.
1-0 start.
All right, good job. One of the things that Chris just did, which we all do, is she lobbed it up kind of high when she returned it, which allowed Sandra to smash it, which is one of my favorite things to do. So we have switched sides because Ta was the starting server. Now this time, Sandra's team both people get to serve. So Sandra, what are you going to say?
0-1 on 1.
0-1 on 1. They have 0 points. Chris's team has 1 point, and she's the first server this time.
Oh, good try, good try.
All right. All right, Katie. Watch your paddle hit your ball. Watch your ball hit your paddle and get in that blue square.
Okay. So let me see. 0-1 on 2. 0-1 on 2.
Okay, good job. That was a
Kitchen?
good serve, but not enough mustard. You got to hit a little harder. Okay, now if you notice, Chris, before you go on, Chris and Ta are in different positions. So Ta is no longer server 1 because she is not the first server this time. Chris is. So Chris, you would say
1-0-1.
1-0-1. Good job. Sandra's in for the kill. Good job. Now, they were not able to return Sandra's hit, so Ta is going to take over. So Ta, what would you say?
1-0-2.
1-0-2, which means they have 1 point. Sandra's team has yet to score. They have 0, but she is the second server this time because of the position she's in. Go Ta.
1-0-2.
Good job.
2-0-2. Atta girl.
Oh, nice.
All right, good job. That landed and caught the line, so that is a good score for them. One of the things I want to mention too, once the game gets into play, the partners should stay pretty close together, and you should talk about your positioning on the court. And I mentioned this in an earlier episode too, when Chris and I were usually partners when we play. Who's ever on their strong side, which right now Chris is on the strong side of this court. Strong side means she's right-handed, so when the ball comes down the middle, she's in a better, powerful position to hit it. So think about where you're at. If one's on the line, the other needs to get up on the line too, so that you don't create a big gap, and you can get those balls as they're coming over the net. Don't hang back. If you have a chance to move forward, get up on the net. All right.
2 on 1.
All right, we're going to stop right here. You have a good example of basic serving, basic scoring. Remember, we go to 11. You win by 2.
Yes, you win by 2.
Anything else to add, Chris? Anything else we want to touch base on?
I would say when you're on the court and you're getting ready and your opponent is serving to you, to try to be in the ready position and have your
Yes.
paddle up.
Yes.
I try to have it kind of angled and look something like this, so I'm not, sometimes, especially toward the end of the night, we tend to the paddle hangs down because we're starting to get tired, but be in the ready position, have your paddle up so you're ready to hit when you receive that ball.
And be up on your toes. In fact, sometimes I will jump to make sure. When we took some lessons, and one of the things she said is I have heavy feet, like I stay down on them. Get up on your toes. Every so often jump up on them to make sure that you know that you're being light-footed.
Yep.
And ready to go with that as well. So
Yep. Sometimes I feel like if I'm standing still too long, I'll just try to take some side-to-side steps just to remind myself to keep my feet moving, not stay in one position.
yeah.
So.
And there's a lot more we could talk about, but until you get the basics of the game down, we don't want to be going over every little nuance. But we definitely will talk about those in later episodes. So thank you to our lady helpers for coming out. We appreciate it.
Ooh, nice one.
You got this.
3-5-2.
We'd stay
Right.
with it.
4-5-2. Mine?
Nope.
Oh. Out. That was out, wasn't it?
You called it, so.
Yep.
Well, you served it, right? Or they did?
Was me.
Yeah.
5-5-2.
Oh.
Yeah, you should too.
Okay.
5-5-2.
Okay.
Nice.
5-5 on 2.
Five, 5-1.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. 6-5-1.
In?
Yeah, that was
All
tough
right.
score.
I didn't think it was going to be, but it was. Good job.
Thank you. 7-5-1.
Good job.
Oh, nice.
851.
Almost had her, Ta. Almost had her. Mine?
Yep.
I couldn't tell.
951. Nice. Beautiful play.
Thank you.
1051. You. Nice.
Oh, yours?
Strong side, strong side.
10-5-2. Nice.
Ta. Good try, Sandy.
Spikes in on 2.
Game. Oh, that's a, yeah. Sorry, Tata.
10-5-1.
You got it.
Ooh,
Game.
Game. Good game,
Good
ladies.
game, ladies.
That was fun.
Good game.
Good game.
We had to let you win.
Yes, that would
Thank
look,
you.
Yes, that would look really bad.
All right, so thank you. That's a wrap for today. A reminder, it's extremely helpful to watch a variety of videos, tips of the day, common mistakes that people make, things to challenge yourself with. So reminder, don't forget about YouTube and looking up opportunities to help improve your game. We have something fun here to do at the end of the show. We are drawing for the gift that was the tip of the day
Yes.
from last month.
Yes.
So
So we have our responses in here. I folded them all. Yes, it's handy to have a husband who can cut the top off your pickleball.
that's very handy.
And we'll see who is our winner of our wonderful
All right.
prize.
I'll let you open.
Okay, before I open, I want to remind you that our last week it was down the middle solves the riddle. So whoever wrote middle on the comment page got put into the pickleball. And I also want to point out to one of my pickleball friends, and you know who you are, it is not down the middle makes you piddle. It's down the middle solves the riddle. So make sure you keep that in mind. It helps solve a lot of things. All right, so our winner is Julie Mass.
All right.
I know, Julie. Julie, this prize will be coming to you.
Congratulations,
I'll see you soon.
Julie. We have
So
something
good.
really fun too. We
We
can
do.
show because she'll get them before she sees them. Some cute pickleball socks and a jar of pickles.
This is perfect for Julie. Julie is actually a teacher in the Defiance City Schools, so we'll have to get her out here soon, Julie. Now you have no choice but to learn to play.
Absolutely.
And as we do that, it's a reminder to you that we have another My Tip of the Month. My Tip of the Month this week is serve and stay, and we probably have talked about it
Yes.
today already.
Yes.
Serve and stay means when you are serving, you have this tendency to want to shift forward and get in the game, but you have to remember the two bounce rule. So if you move forward on your serve, then that ball is going to get past you. So when you serve or your partner is serving, or if you're the serving side, it's serve and stay, serve and stay. So keep that in your mind. Stay put until you get that second bounce across, and then you'll be good to start slamming away if you want.
Absolutely.
So at the once you watch this video, if you in our comment section put the word stay, you too could find yourself in our pickleball cup. So
Awesome.
Hope you're there.
Awesome. Thank you again for joining us today Our next episode, we will have special guests Brian and Sarah Donaldson, who are going to talk about some of their experiences in tournament play. And we also have a special holiday surprise. So thank you for tuning in today, and we hope that you'll join us for the next episode.
Don't forget to send us your questions or comments. Thanks again. It's great being here.
Thank you.